today we are going to make split pea soup and cornbread. And here we go. First of all, I'm going to cut up the onion. I don't have a ham bone today, but normally I would put a ham bone in it. I'm not making a real big batch today. You want to throw that in your pan. And I'm going to cut up just one carrot. I just scrape it off with my knife. That in half and then in pieces. Roll that in. Then I'm going to cut up 2 stalks of celery. You can save that and freeze that for other soups if you want, but that in. Then I've got this piece of ham. Like I said, if you have a ham bone left over from a meal that you ate all the meat off of, you wouldn't believe how much meat is still on that ham bone, because the bone adds so much flavor. But this will get me by. Little cubes of ham. Put that in. Then you want to take your peas and put them in a bowl. This is 1 pound. I say 1 pound is about 2 cups. Any soup, a good soup, you want to check for rocks or sand. You can't really put this in your colander because the peas will go through. You just want to look for any bad peas or rocks or anything that might have gotten in. And then what you want to do is rinse them And you can kind of see if there's any bad stuff floating up. See how they look a little bit dirty? I might want to rinse them again. I'm going to do it one more time. I don't see any sand coming. So then what you want to do is you kind of want to put them in there, but watch out for any rocks or sand clumps, because I've ruined a pot of soup that way before. And with a ham bone, you usually get a lot more salt. I don't know that this ham is going to really have enough salt, so I am going to add a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to add probably a half of a teaspoon of pepper. Maybe a quarter. You can always add more. And then what you want to do is fill it up with water. And this, bring it to a boil. And then it simmers for about 3 hours. So I'm going to put this on the stove and I'm going to simmer it. And when I get back, I'm going to show you how to make my cornbread with it. Bye. Okay, I do have this going to a rolling boil. And I am going to add a couple of bay leaves too. So now that this is boiling good, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to turn it down to simmer for 2.5 to 3 hours. Okay, it's been about 3 hours, and I'm going to shut this off. Look at this beautiful soup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on this, take it off the heat, and I'm going to take my cast iron skillet and I'm going to preheat my oven to 425, and I'm going to put my pan in the oven and heat it up. Now I'm going to bring you over here. We are going to make the cornbread. I'm using this white lily corn mix. So I'm going to take 2 cups. 2 cups of this cornmeal mix. I don't buy a real big bag because I don't make this real often, but that's 1. 2. And then I'm going to have 1 egg. It says just like a tablespoon of, oh, what did it say here? 1/4 cup vegetable oil. That's about 1/4 cup. I'm not a measuring cook, sorry. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. I like sweet cornbread. You don't have to do this. And then I'm going to add 1.25 cups of milk. You can use buttermilk, but it says when you use the buttermilk to use a little bit less. Maybe more. If If you use the buttermilk, it's 1.5 cups. And if you use regular milk, it's 1.25 cups. Then I'm just going to mix that up. The reason I'm doing it in this is because I want to be able to pour it into that hot pan. So that's $4.25, and I wanted to tell you I used hickory smoked ham for that. Split pea soup. Okay, since I'm using the mix, I don't have to add the powder and all the other stuff that goes in it. And as soon as my oven gets up to 425, I'll get right back to you. Okay, I believe my pan is good and hot. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. Circle that around. And then I did beat this vigorously, they said. And hear that sizzle? That's what's going to give me the nice, crusty, crunchy edge on that. And then it goes back in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And I will dish this all up for you in 25 to 30 minutes. Bye. Okay, the cornbread is done. It only took about 20 minutes. I think it was because I heated up the pan. Look at that beautiful cornbread. Okay, I'm going to set this off to the side. I'll show you my soup, how it's gotten nice and thick. See how it's gotten a lot thicker? You want to let it set to thicken up. And I am going to cut this cornbread. Can you see the nice crusty edge around the sides from that heating up the pan ahead of time? I'm going to take that nice piece out. If I can get it out in one piece for you, because it's really hot. And I'm going to dish up some of this wonderful soup. Then I'm going to put some honey on it. I can figure out how to do this. I'm going to put some nice butter. And this cornbread. And that is your wonderful, wonderful dinner or lunch, whatever you want it to be. And thank you for watching. This is my 19th episode of Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner Cooking. And thanks for watching. Remember, there's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. and love the Lord with all your heart. Bye now.